Hello viewers, it's Sentai Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from my separate code of Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to preach so hard during this odd podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this our podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this our podcast recording will change to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, and it's good to watch this audio podcast recording. Now, with this and everything else out of the way, let's get into the latest episode of Gozyuger. So basically, we see Ryoga, not Rio, the Leo goes to Leo, rehearsing, look like he's rehearsing for a concert or something like that, outside. And basically, these two these two dudes who had beef with him showed up. One fat dude and one skinny dude. Turns out they're Sentai warriors. So basically, the fat dude the fat dude was, I believe, the fat dude had the Sunboku Sentai ring, and the skinny dude had the Zyuohger ring, and basically started to attack Ryoga. Seems like they have some beef with, seems like they had some beef with Rio. Sorry, I keep on calling, the Blue Ranger. I know, blah blah blah. So anyway, so basically these two Sentai Wars have some type of beef with Rio, and basically, Rio being calm headed, morphed up into his Ranger form, and basically took took down basically. Basically took down the dudes and won the Sentai ring in less than 5 minutes. So anyway, then we cut to later that night. We see some weird dude in a cowboy hat, wearing the poncho, playing this little flute and whatnot. Like the Duke, like the Whoop Duke from Gaoranger, like this bomb flute and whatnot, and basically staring at the moon and whatnot. So anyway, the next day, we see Rio, Kindred, and Hao at the cafe, and then they got a package from Sal, who is the type, who is the who was the blah, blah, who was the Toronto Ranger, and basically turns out in the package are these. He get each of them wing cases. So basically, he get all the Rangers, all the all the Rangers with their own wing cases and whatnot to put their wings in and whatnot. So basically, all five of them had wing cases. So basically, someone was not there at the cafe. So basically, Sal had made some ring cases for them to put their Sentai rings in and whatnot. So basically, the mysterious cowboy dude showed up at the cafe and basically, introduced himself that my name is Gaia. So basically, I'm looking for a certain beast and whatnot. I'm looking for certain beast and whatnot. I'm a beast tamer and whatnot. Introduce himself to the Rangers and whatnot. So basically, the so the so basically, how in the other spot that this guy was kind of a straight, like, but that okay, this guy's kind of strange and whatnot, and that's when a monster started to attack, and basically the Rangers showed up on the scene, set to Satsumi. He was busy doing something else. So basically, the boys went to go deal with the monster. Turns out this monster was all about playing tag. So basically, So basically, the monster said that all you got to do, I just want to play a game of tag. So basically, how and the rest of the boys transform, morphed up, and basically, basically engaged with the monster, want to gain the tag and whatnot. And basically, and that's when Gaia showed up. Turns out he has the Gaoranger ring and transformed into Gaored, and basically joining with the other Rangers to play a game attack with the tag monster and end up winning the first round. So basically, the Ranger. So basically, Guy and the Rangers end up, winning the first round, and basically the second round was about freeze tag. So basically, the monster said, "It's simple, simple. Whoever, all you got to do is freeze tag. Like if you freeze, whoever freezes all the players' teammates and get to attack me and whatnot, blah blah blah. So basically, turns out that that guy is a beast tamer and he used instruments to tame animals. So basically, he used a K lady instrument to take control of Hal, and basically he used a K lady instrument to take control of Hal, and free all the foot soldiers that was on the Tag Monsters team, and basically the tables had turned, but Hal was not happy about being controlled by an internet, while the other rangers was just watching like, so this dude is a real beast tamer. So basically, like they was impressed how Guy was easy to tame Hal with a internet and whatnot. So basically, the tag monster was like, was kind of like, well, you got to tag me before the sun goes down. So the tag monster went away from the Rangers and whatnot, and basically, I think it's time to bring in your other teammate, your other teammate. So basically, we see some Sumi about to meet up with a client at some. We see some Sumi at some was about to enter a a convention for rich people, basically probably meeting a new client since she is a private investigator. And all of a sudden, God put out another incident, a scraper incident, and basically something to me was, and God used the incident to take control of Samsumi, and basically Satsumi managed to find the tag monster, and basically the tag monster was on top of a building rooftop, and Satsumi attacked the monster and sent the monster flying down below, dropping below where Guy was, and basically he tagged the tag monster, but the sun had already set. So basically, this round goes to me because you guys can attack me before you guys can attack me. Mm. So basically, the sun has set. So basically, you guys fell. So basically, this round goes to me. So anyway, so basically, the next tomorrow will be the final round on my getting attacked. So basically, it seems like that Gaia and Will have some type of beef with each other. Like Will did not like how that guy was manipulating, how he was using Hal and Tatsumi to do his dirty work and whatnot. So anyway, later that night, we see Guy playing his little flute, and basically he 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 said to himself, having a flashback about some lady that he loves, that named named Riona, and basically he swore that I will find you, Riona, and I will get you back. And basically, we see we see Rio still rehearsing for a concert, and basically, how Rio was having so basically, how and Rio was having the conversation about Gaia, like something is so I don't know what Gaia's plan or but we need to do something about him and his whole internet taming abilities and whatnot tomorrow. So anyway. So basically, all the Rangers, Guy and the Rangers meet up with the Tag Monster and a bunch of foot soldiers in this warehouse. And basically, whoever tags, so the monster said, "This is the final round. Whoever tags whoever tags the rest of the team wins this final round." So basically, and Hal was like, screw this. I'm gonna play your game tag, but I'm not gonna follow your rules. So basically, when he goes some of his personal weapon, the Wolf D caliber 50, and to open up on the monster, and basically, Guy was trying to tame Hal again, but the other Ranger stopped him from taking control of Hal. Hal was beating the crap out of the tag monster and whatnot, and so basically, shenanigans fly. The rest of the Rangers and Guy were busy fighting the foot soldiers and whatnot. While that was going on, we see Fire Candle and Miss Banquet were seeing the tag monster in action, and there was something weird about this tag monster. So basically, they had this weird, strange feeling that this tag monster was not what it seemed to like it's not what it seems to be. So basically, Guy got into a brief fight with Rio, and basically Kenjin stepped in, and basically Rio used the power of the uh, so basically, use the power of the Sun Vulcan ring, and transform into Sun Vulcan to transform into Sun Vulcan Red, and then he transformed into Zyuohger, and then he transformed into Zyuohger's gorilla form, and basically ends up you know not defeating Gaia, but force him, took his incidents out of order. That way, he doesn't have the power to take any of the other Rangers while they were fighting against. So anyway, and that's when Miss Banquet had seen enough, and basically Miss Banquet showed up in a new mecha, and basically, some Tsumi stepped outside, and some of the Tegazord, and some of the Tegazord, and basically, and they basically kept on the Tegazord with her weapon, and for the Tegazord Black Megazord to fight against Miss Banquet and the new Mecha Megazord outside the warehouse, while the rest of the Rangers are dealing with the monster and the foot soldiers inside, and etc. etc. So basically, after some after doing some serious damage to the tag monster, and the rest of the Rangers take out the rest of the foot soldiers and getting tagged, basically, how end up tagging the monster. All your foot soldiers have been tagged. So basically, we win this round. And basically, once he tagged the tag monster blew up, and basically it seems like wherever person Usually, every time they take down a monster, the person inside either comes out once the monster is destroyed, or before the monster, or the rangers to separate the person from the monster before they destroy them. But this time, the monster the monster was not destroyed. This time, this monster started to change into this weird upgraded into this weird version of the Duke Ord from Gaoranger, and basically turns out that Gaia, who is Gawed, who's the Gawed warrior, said, "I've been looking for you. I want my fiance back." And basically the other rangers were shocked to see that the monster wasn't what it seems to be, and basically we see Gaia charging at the demon monster, that is his true form, or the Duke Ord monster. I'm gonna have to cover the Duke Ord monster, and basically like this weird, it's like a weird upgraded version of the Duke Ord Wolf monster from Gaoranger, or Zinaku from Power Rangers Wild Force. So anyway, the episode ended with Guy with the using the Lion Fang, weapon from a Gawad to charge at the monster, and basically this how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, this episode, I wish this episode. Uh, I wish this episode wasn't a two-parter, but it is what it is. So anyway, this was a good episode, and plus we get an updated form for a very popular villain from Gaoranger as well, the Duke Whoop or from Gaoranger, or Zanaku from Power Rangers Wild Force. We got an updated power form, like an updated monster form for the Duke Whoop or from Gaoranger slash Sunaku from Power Rangers Raw Force in this episode. So anyway, what do you guys think about this latest episode uh, Gozyuger? Good, bad, or just okay? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, sign off from Screen Reviews. One.